In the previous section, we learned what Python is, why it is popular, its history, features, applications, and we even wrote our first program, the famous Hello World program. Now we are entering the most important section for every beginner. These topics are the building blocks of all Python programs. If you understand this section well, writing Python programs will become much easier. So let's start with Python keywords. What are keywords? Keywords are reserved words in Python. Think of them as special words that already have a predefined meaning in the Python language. For example, if, else, for, while, elif, def, return, class, import, from, str, except, finally. These words are part of Python's grammar. Real life analogy. Imagine a school. Words like principal, teacher, and student already represent specific roles. You cannot suddenly decide that the word principal will mean a classroom. Similarly, in Python, the word if already means conditional checking. Important rule. You cannot use keywords as variable names. Let me tell you that you cannot choose like for is equal to 10. Python will give an error because for is a keyword. A good habit is to never try to use keywords as identifiers. Keywords are reserved by Python. Identifiers are named created by us. Identifiers are names created by us. An identifier is a name used for variables, functions, classes, modules. Example, student name, student underscore name. This is a valid identifier. Okay, but this is invalid. One score. You cannot write like this. Rules for creating identifiers. Start with a letter or underscore. Okay, and use letters, digit, or underscores. And rule number 3, it is case sensitive. This is extremely important. Python treats these as three different variables. If it's written like small letter age is equal to 20, then we write like capital letters is equal to 30. They are totally different variables. um, Use meaningful names. R- Rules for creating identifiers. So rule number 1 is start with a letter or underscore. Rule number 2, use letters, digits, or underscores. The hyphen is treated as a minus operator. Rule number 3, it is case sensitive. This is extremely important. Many beginners lose marks in exams because of case sensitivity. Okay, so now we come to one of the most important concepts, variable. What is a variable? A variable is a named storage location that holds a value. Think of a variable as a labeled box. The label is the variable name. The content inside the box is the value. For example, age is equal to 20. So age is the variable name, 20 is the value, and is equal to is the assignment operator. Python stores the value 20 in the memory and associates with the name age. Okay, so here is the cursor. Okay, here name is equal to Alex. Notice something interesting. Why did not write int name, float height, string name? Python automatically understands the data type. This is called dynamic typing. Dynamic typing. The same variable. So, real life example. Imagine a jar. The jar's label is age. Today it contains 20. Tomorrow you can replace the content with another value. That's exactly how variables work. Common beginner mistake. Students often think is equal to means mathematical equality. In programming is equals means assign. X is equal to 5. Read it as store 5 in X, not X equals 5. This small understanding is very important for future programming topics. A variable can store different kinds of data. These categories are called data types. These categories, let's learn. So, coming to data types in Python. Okay, so a variable can store different kinds of data. These categories are called data types. Let's learn the 5 main built-in data types. Number 1, integer, whole numbers without decimals. Use integers for counting students, number of bugs, roll numbers, days. Number 2, float. Numbers with decimal points. Use floats for height, weight, price, scientific calculations. Number 3, string. Text enclosed in quotes. Strings can contain names, messages, addresses, sentences. Boolean. Only two possible values, true or false. Booleans are used for decision making. Okay, so now coming to complex numbers. This is mostly used in scientific and engineering applications. For beginners, focus mainly on int, float, string, boolean. How to check a type? So this is a very like if you have to check a type of code. So for example, x is equal to 10. Print bracket type and again bracket open. There will be write x. Then it will print the type of a variable. Sometimes we need to convert one data type into another. This is called type conversion. There are two types. Number 1, implicit conversion. Implicit conversion. Python automatically converts one data type to another when safe, usually from int to float during mixed arithmetic. Here we can see result is equal to 3 plus 2.5. By adding this we will get 5.5, which is float. Python converted the integer 3 into a float automatically. Number 2, explicit conversion. We force the conversion here. Okay. Operators performs operations on values. Let's learn the 4 main categories. Number 1, arithmetic operators. Here we add, subtract, multiply, normal division, floor division, remainder, and its power. This is power. Okay, so here we can see the example 3 power 2. So the answer is 9. Relational operators. They compare values. Like here we can see 5 is greater than 2. and it returns the output in Boolean, like always true or false. So here it is true, 5 is greater than 2, so it's true, so the output will return us true. Logical operators. It is used to combine conditions. For example, here we can see x is greater than 0 and 10 is greater than or equal to x. Logical operators. So logical operators and or not. It combines Boolean expressions. So here is the example. Next we have assignment operators is equal to, like here we first assign and update values. So here for example count plus equal to 1, it adds 1 to count. Now let's learn about something that beginners often ignore but professional programmers use every single day. That is called comments. What is a comment? A comment is a note written inside the program. The computer ignores comments completely. Comments are written only for humans. Think about this. Suppose today you write a program containing 500 lines of code. After 6 months, you open the same program. Will you remember every line? Probably not. Comments help us remember why we wrote certain code. First, we have single line comments. In Python, a single line comment starts with the hash symbol. Okay. For example, here we can see this is a comment. When Python runs this code, it will completely ignore the first line. Only the remaining lines are executed. Okay, so multi-line comments. Sometimes we want to write longer explanations. For that, Python uses triple quotation marks. Here we can see this. Greet the user by name. We have used here multi-line comments. Although triple quotes are technically docstrings, beginner often uses them for multi-line explanations. Why comments are important? Imagine you're working in a software company. You're not only the programmer, your teammates also read your code without comments. The code becomes difficult to understand with comments. But with comments, everyone understands your logic quickly. Real life example, okay? Imagine writing a recipe without headings. People get confused. With headings like ingredients, preparation, cooking steps, everything becomes easy to understand. Comments do exactly the same for programming. Never write comments that explain obvious things. Everyone can read that. Instead, write comments that explain why you are doing something. That comment is useful. Professional programmers always comment the intention, not the obvious syntax. Until now, our programs only displayed information. But what if we want the user to enter their own information? That's where input and output come into play. Output using print. The print function displays the information on the screen. For example, print welcome to Python. So the output will be welcome to Python. We can also print variables. Okay, so input using input. Now let's make our program interactive. The input function allows the user to type something. For example, name is equal to input, enter your name. When the program runs, Python waits, the user types a name. The name gets stored in the variable, then we can print it hello name. The Python function always return a string. Even if the user types 25, Python treats it as a text. So if we want to perform mathematical calculations, we must convert it into int. Now the value becomes an integer. Many beginners write like age is equal to input enter age print age plus 5. This causes an error because Python is trying to add a number to a string. Input returns a string unless you convert it. This is one of the most common interview questions for beginners. Okay, so conditional statements. Imagine you are building an ATM machine. If the PIN is correct, open the account, otherwise shows an error. How does the computer make decisions? Using conditional statements. A condition is simply a question that has only two possible answers, true or false. The if statement. The simplest conditional statement is if. Example, like here we can see if score is greater than or equal to 50, print pass. If simple, if else. Now suppose we also want to display the else part, so we'll do like this. If temperature is greater than 30, print hot, and else print comfortable. Okay, only one block will execute, never both. Third one is if else. Now suppose it takes multiple in sequence. Real life example, deciding outfit based on weather. If it's raining, we'll wear a raincoat, or it's cold, then we'll wear a jacket, else wear light clothes. Now suppose we want grades. Okay, so for example, marks is equal to 92. If marks is greater than or equal to 90, print grade A. And if marks is greater than or equal to 75, print grade B. And if marks is greater than or equal to 50, print grade C. Else print failed. Python checks the condition from top to bottom. As soon as one condition becomes true, the remaining conditions are skipped. Okay, so now coming to indentation. This is extremely important. Python does not use curly brackets like some other languages. Instead, it uses indentation. If the indentation is wrong, Python gives an error. Always keep your indentation consistent, typically 4 spaces. This is one of the most common mistakes beginner makes. Okay, so introduction to loops. Now let's learn one of the most powerful concepts in programming, loops. Before understanding loops, let's imagine a situation. Suppose your teacher says write your name 100 times. Would you write 100 times? That would be boring and time consuming. Instead, you would like the computer to repeat the task automatically. That's exactly what loops do. What is a loop? A loop allows us to repeat a block of code multiple times. Instead of writing the same code again and again, we write it once. Python repeats it automatically. Types of loop. For loop, used when we know how many times we want to repeat something. For example, for I in range 5, print I. Here the output will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. The loop executes exactly 5 times. While loop. Used when we don't know the exact number of repetitions. The loop continues until the condition becomes false. For example, count is equal to 0 while count is less than 5, print count. Count plus is equal to 1. So the output will return as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Notice how the value increases after each iteration. The loop will never stop. This is called, if you forget to write count plus is equal to 1, then the loop will never stop, and this is called an infinite loop. Okay, so real life examples of loops. Where are loops used in real life? Sending emails to 1,000 customers, printing student report cards, displaying social media posts, processing thousands of bank transactions, reading every row from an Excel sheet, scanning all files in a folder. Loops are everywhere in programming. In the next section, we will explore for loops and while loop in a much greater detail with plenty of practical coding exams. So make sure you understand the basic idea before moving on. Okay, so congratulations. We have now covered the fundamental buildings of block of Python. Keywords, identifiers, variable, data types, type conversion, operators, comments, input and output, conditional statements, introduction to loops. Take a moment to review these concepts and practice the examples yourself. The more you type and experiment, the stronger your programming skills will become. In the next part, we will dive deeper into loops, functions, and collections where you will start writing more practical and reusable Python programs.